Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to this cast of NGS Season 11 Division C West matchup between Can't Counterpick Stupid and 210 Blechman St. I'm here tonight with my teammate and pal, Karama. Welcome to the stream, Karama.
Thank you. It's good to be here tonight.
Yeah, this is our first cast together, so this is pretty exciting.
Yes, and my first cast ever, so looking forward to it.
How you feeling? Do you have the jitters?
Slightly, but I think I'll be okay.
I think I have the right picture up for you on our caster screen here.
Yes, that would be me.
Nugs calling for the CCS hype. So I understand you looked into these teams a little bit before the cast. And I got the impression that maybe 210 Blechman St, it might be this is their first time in NGS, maybe?
Yeah, so I was actually going through and looked at some of their heroes profile stats in NGS, and it certainly appears that 210 Blechman St is new to competitive. Looks like their first season appearing in NGS.
Cool, so that'll be exciting. CCS, of course, perennial Div C West favorites. I've played against them many a time. Some familiar faces in there. And now they have sort of their own sprawling community of other CCS named teams. So this will be fun to cast them again. I think I last cast them, season 5? So it's been a while. But let's look at the map bans and whatnot, shall we? Go ahead and switch over to that. So CCS won the coin toss, and that's what we ended up with. We have CCS banning Tomb of the Spider Queen and Garden of Terror. 210 Blechman St banned Dragonshire and Infernal Shrines. So we're not going to see the new map addition to the pool tonight, sadly. Garden of Terror, that is. And 210 Blechman St, they chose to take us to Volskaya Foundry for map number 1. Any thoughts about that map? Is that one of your favorites?
Volskaya is, in my opinion, a very scripted map. It's pretty easy to determine your rotations and how you want to set it up, because the objective spawn is a constant. It's not random at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how these teams play around item control and what they decide to do during objective phases.
Oh, looks like we're into the draft. Let's hop on over there. And of course, since 210 Blechman St chose the map, CCS will have the first pick. What do you like to lead off with in terms of bans?
Well, considering the top picks around the game right now, I'd expect to see something like a Tychus or maybe a strong control tank, given that it's heavily control point map here. So those tanks are definitely highly contested.
CCS wanting to take their full allotted time to make their decision. We wait with bated breath. And there's the Tychus ban. Does 210 Blechman St have a Tychus player?
Yes, from what I was looking through, they have someone who has played a lot of games on Tychus. I think it was something like 2,000 plus games. So
whoa,
that ban
okay.
It's very significant there.
So research has been done. And we have a Diva ban from the red side of the screen. Diablo is the response ban. I often hear this is not one of Diablo's best maps, just for lack of things to, stun people against, lack of walls and so on. But so that must be another target ban, I would think.
Yes, it definitely could be. I know from research that Slow Cheetah does play a bit of Diablo. And I agree, typically on this map, I usually favor the control tanks like Johanna Garrosh a little bit more than Diablo.
When's the last time you saw a kerosene ban in the first rotation?
Not often, but
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
definitely an interesting.
All right. The first hero will actually be in the game, Hogger. Not a surprise. Seems like still a contested early round draft pick. Followed up with Kael'thas. Kael'thas and Muradin response. Lots of control. It's the first thing that jumps out at me.
Yes.
Which that's probably a pretty decent response to Hogger. Zool Rolls asks, Karazim is bannable. You've seen it's confirmed as of tonight.
The wait is over.
For the whole.
Cassia Johanna from CCS. Cassia. I know she's one of your favorites.
Yeah, that's actually a very nice synergy pickup there with the Johanna additional blinds for Cassia damage, and Cassia is just really strong in the meta right now, so pretty solid draft coming out so far from CCS.
Deckard Cain doing, I guess, a little bit of a healer choke. Somewhat of an unusual healer choke, but it's there nonetheless. .210 Blechman St still needs to pick their healer. Wonder which direction they'll go. Won't be Brightwing. Might be still time for murder, even without Brightwing.
I mean, I kind of like the option of maybe a Stukov here from the side of 210 Blechman. Also from looking at the teams, it's potential we could see a Lucio. Well, proves me wrong there.
The curveball. Lily's going to have an adventure we get to watch. Sylvanas also picked up on the red side. Sylvanas, of course, that seems kind of, well, I seem to think that Sylvanas is generally picked up earlier on this map than what we saw tonight here so far. Just because of her interaction with the turrets and so on.
Vanquish the weak.
Jaina, one of your favorites.
Yes,
Been around for a while. Yeah.
Also a great synergy with Cassia come late game. I really like how they put their draft together here. A lot of good team synergy.
And Malfurion. I love the heal reduction talent from Malfurion. Comes online very early in the game, and it's always good. Final pick of the draft. Imperius was nerfed somewhat recently, but would you say he's still quality pickup here in this particular
draft?
draft?
I think he's still certainly viable. He brings a lot of CC to the side of 210 Blechman, so
even more than they have already.
They have a great stun chain and a lot of damage follow-up Sylvanas KT, so it'll be interesting to see if they can execute that well.
All right, so from those drafts, who do you think has the edge, just purely from the draft?
From the draft, I think I'd give the edge slightly to CCS. I think their sustain and control of the objective is going to be a little bit better. I think the blow-up potential for comboing, though, is very strong from 210 Blechman, so I think it'll just kind of come down to who really takes the initiative to force that engage.
Yeah, will 210 be able to apply all of the stuns? They have all that control in a way that is productive against the likes of Hogger and Cassia, who are susceptible to those things or punished pretty hard by hard control like that. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. And I wonder what effect Sylvanas is going to have on the game. Will 210 Blechman St accessorize enough to get value from her. That'll be fun to see as well.
Sylvanas is also one of those heroes that just has a extremely large build diversity, so I'll be interested to see what they just choose to spec into this game.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of that Lily pick?
I'm not so sure about it, but then again, I'm not too familiar with Lily, so maybe there's some secret strat that I don't know about. It'll be interesting to see how it's played.
Well, Cups is no joke, I can say that much. I wonder if we'll see that ultimate out of Dung Beetle, the Lily player. And we're just about ready to load in. It's Volskaya Foundry for Game 1, and Karama, if you wouldn't mind introducing the players to me, I would love that, starting with the blue side.
Alright, on the blue team, we have Keladorn on the Jaina, we have Madathi on the Cassia, Volkamer coming in on the Joanna, Wit's End on Malfurion, and Osprey bringing up the rear on the Hogger.
And on the red side,
and over on the red team for 2-10 Blechman, we have Blanchard on the Imperious, we have Slow Cheetah playing the Sylvanas, Lido on the Muradin, Denominator on the Kael'thas, and Dung Beetle bringing up the Lily.
And away we go. First map of the season for both of these teams. We'll see what's what by the end of this. Probably some early season jitters on both sides. We just played our match last night, so I know what that feels like. Just doing a little bit of a dance here in the middle, as we're accustomed to seeing, really. Although Hogger's already split off to bot.
It was a nice stun from the Imperious, but he took a lot of damage to get it done.
Yeah, he's pretty low, he's like 1/3 health. We're starting to see some rotations to top lane. We have Sylvanas v Hogger in the bot lane, and the skirmish continues between these two teams as they start their rotations. Looks like they're going to stick with a 1-4 fairly standard configuration.
It's interesting to see the election to put Sylvanas down in the off lane over the Imperious, but I think it's actually working out quite well for them so far.
Wit's End and Madathi and Osprey started their fortification camp. 210 Blechman St have not started their camps yet. Focused very much on waves so far. Valkymer taking a lot of damage. There's a stun. Muradin once more. Oh, 70 health. Almost getting the kill, but not quite. Wit's End's gonna head to top lane. What is Osprey up to? He's hanging out in that vent.
Looks like he might be contemplating taking that turret camp or trying to catch a rotation.
Looks like he went for the stun on Slow Cheetah. Didn't quite manage it.
Such a feeble.
Some action going on around the support camp now. Neither team has elected to start their top lane hard camps.
This was a nice recognition from CCS here. They saw Lily show in bot lane and they elected to do that heal camp, so they took advantage of realizing that the 210 Blechman had 2 heroes in bot lane.
Indeed. Who do you think is getting the better of that bot lane contest so far?
I think Sylv has actually been holding their own fairly well, but we do now see a slight XP lead coming in favor of CCS.
Yeah, 6-5, 0 kills. We have yet to see first blood. Completely bloodless game so far, but that's sure to change over this first objective. Up, and Lily will be the first to go. It's tough to lose your healer right away.
Looks like Sylvanas could be in trouble here as well.
Yeah, Slow Cheetah. Jaina getting the kill there.
Looks like they're looking for more onto the Imperious here.
And Blanchard goes down. That's 2 kills for Jaina. CCS also has their camp pushing top lane, so that's some nice pressure for the blue team. They also took 210 Blechman Street's turret. It's going to reduce Sylvanas value somewhat. Muradin, oh, blown up. Cassia getting the kill there. So far, the run of the game seems to be in CCS's favor. They're enjoying just about every benefit you can think of.
And with those
Valkymer,
kills,
look
they're
at top
picking up
lane.
a strong item advantage as well.
Mm-hmm. Valkymer's having an adventure with keeping 2 of the members of 210 Blechman Street busy chasing.
We're seeing about a level and a half lead coming in now as well.
Oh yeah. Definitely winning the race to 10. Counterpick Stupid is at 92% on the first objective. And there is the True Blood Protector. Looks like tank and healer will be hopping in. You should see this gate fall. Not the whole thing maybe. They're going to go up to top lane, which is pretty customary. They get this that tower XP and head to top lane. Blanchard's pushing top lane. That's interesting.
It could be caught out here if CCS elects to punish that position.
Celadon's super low, 60 health. Muradin gets the jump in kill. There's the stun on Cassia. She still has her heal count. So they got what? The mid gate structure and 1 tower top. And we're going to go back to laning. CCS did hit 10. Let's pull up the talents. Does anything stand out to you from the talent picks so far? Ultimate choices, anything unusual? Sylvanas going down. Bot lane, by the way.
Most of the picks seem fairly straightforward. I see that Sylvanas looking to go into the dagger build. That can become very powerful in big games, especially with armor reduction from 13. I think what I find most surprising is actually the lingering chill from Jaina. That's something I don't see as often, and I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out.
Meanwhile, Jaina notched 2 more kills. We are now 7-1 on the Butcher's bill in favor of Can't Counterpick Stupid. Osprey, after getting the Sylvanas kill bot, put the hurt on that bottom fort before he was forced off there. 11-9, 11-10. So let's see what 210 Blechman Street do with their ultimate picks. We're going to respond with Pyroblast. Wailing Arrow, I see. What else do we have here? Yep, we see Jug. Lily. Avatar. And Wrath coming out of Imperious. CCS takes the fortification camp. Another turret for them. They've done really well on automation this game so far.
I'm actually excited to see how the Imperious Wrath comes into play here. I don't see that as often, but it could be good for that quick isolation, and their chain stuns could create a very quick kill.
Quality root from Wit's End is going to freeze a lot of the red team. Out comes the Ball Lightning doing extra damage. Kael'thas killed by Hogger.
Our elemental chasing down Muradin. Does it get him?
Hero slain.
It does. Muradin falls.
Cups comes out, but not in time to prevent that Imperious death. Valkymer getting the credit for that one, and that's going to be a top fort destroyed. CCS earned it, and they took the reward. Objective is top lane.
Looks like Hogger might be trying to take the bot fort here as well.
Just wants to finish that job he started earlier. Yeah. They're soaking all 3 lanes, CCS is. Slow Cheetah putting some damage out on Valkyrie.
Such a feeble.
Valkyrie uses Iron Skin. Bottom fort does fall. And Wit's End's just going to chill on the objective point. 44%. CCS abandons it temporarily. Falconer's deep with Wit's End. Here's the engagement. There's the root. Jaina and Cassia notching some kills. Lily goes down. 3 kills to none. Ooh, the bloodbath. 210 Blechman St does manage to get 1 counter kill. Malfurion died in that altercation. And CCS is going to hit 16s first. Almost 3 levels ahead. 14 kills to 2. What does 210 Blechman St need to do to get back in here, Karama?
Well, now that they're down a talent tier, they really just kind of need to play passive, try to get 16, and then take their fight before CCS can get level 20. In the meantime, to maybe help their situation, they could look to catch somebody out of position and go for a pick.
Well, the Protector has taken just about half of its health so far. CCS seems to be content to just push in on this keep structure. Cups is popped by Dung Beetle. Protector dives right onto the keep. There is 210 Blechman St pushing past the Protector to fight. Ball Lightning comes out. And Lily will pay. Oh, and Imperious. 2 more kills for CCS. As the Protector blows up. Sylvanas follows suit. Valkyrie shrugs off the fiery meatball. Yeah?
We just saw the power of the level advantage there. Wit's End was actually very low in that fight. CCS was able to turn it and have themselves 3 kills.
3 kills and a keep. That's the first keep of the game. 14 to 17, 210 Blechman St desperately needs to get to 16 before CCS gets to 20. Maybe they can pull off a dandy of a team fight. It's not over till it's over. CCS deathballing in the middle. They want to destroy that middle fort. And they do. They get it. Oh, there's a stun. Quality move from Imperious.
Looks like they may be looking for more.
Yep. Osprey caught.
That right there
And
is exactly
blown
what
up. Sorry, go ahead.
Now they're gonna. That right there is exactly what Blechman St needed to get back in the game. They're at level 16 now, equal talents, and CCS is a ways away from 20. They can look to take map control and get item advantage to set up for next objective.
Yes, they have 20 seconds of advantage. They're using it to grab all the camps that they can. Health camp. Sylvanas grabbed the turret. CCS grabbing their turret. CCS took their hard camp top, and that's going to be cleared right away by 210 Blechman St. Do you think the 210 Blechman St should be looking for a fight here before CCS hits 20, or?
If I was in 210 Blechman St position, I'd definitely be looking to take a fight here. They don't have much time before CCS will reach level 20, and if they don't do it soon, 20s will be here by the time the next objective is ready.
Well, watch out, Imperious. This is spear to try to get out. It's not going to be enough. Osprey is going wild with Augur. Just a little bit of harassment there. Nothing really comes of it. Except they do kill the well in the middle. Both teams just kind of deciding what they want to do next. Objective will be up in 2 seconds. It's bottom lane.
Terminal online. Secure it to activate
Dung Beetle
protector.
blinds Celadorn. Just out of spite, perhaps. .210 Blechman Street do not have a well down here. CCS has their entire wall structure up, including their well, so... They also hit 20. Enjoying every advantage right now. Sylvanas caught. Falconer used Johanna's ultimate to secure that kill. And they're looking for more. They just want bottom keep. Imperious trying for another play. Cups comes out. All the red health bars are going down so fast. And 2 of them die. That's 3 more kills for CCS. Fiery meatball on Celadorn. Celadorn just uses stasis. No harm done. That should be a dead bottom keep.
Well, they got level 20s online, took that fight. Looks like they're going to push past the bottom keep now and just go straight for 4 now that top keep has already been taken.
Yes, looks like they just want to finish. 4 of 210 Blechman are dead. They won't be able to stop this. It's going to be GG on map number 1 for Can't Counterpick Stupid. Taking game 1 of this best of 3 series in the wild west of Division C West. All right. Looking at the stats, Malfurion 37k healing, Lily 25k. Hogger having quite a game, 4 kills, 1 death. Most XP in the match. Anything stand out to you besides?
No, I mean, it all looks pretty good.
Imperious having a rough time, 6 deaths that game. Was able to make that one bright spot, though, that happened for the team off of their ultimate. So it wasn't all darkness for 210 Blechman Street. When they got that one fight and they were 16 to 18, that's where the game really could have turned around for them. Sadly, it was not to be for them anyway. And yeah, CCS taking game 1.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good individual plays, I think, coming out from 210 Blechman, but it looked like their coordination could have been a little bit stronger. We saw some good stuns coming out, but the follow-up wasn't always there. I think if they do that a little bit better, they turn a lot more of those into kills.
Agreed. A stun without another stun is kind of a lonely stun. But yeah, I think we saw some bright spots there, and maybe they'll be warmed up, raring to go to even this series up, take it to 3 games. That's what I'm hoping for. It's fun to see a 3-game set. Look at the talents real quick. All Lightning got a lot of value that game. It was used at just the right time to where 210 Blechman Street were often grouped. So saw a lot of bouncing around going on. Malfurion with some decent roots as well. Following up a Twilight Dream. Good stuff. Nugs in chat says 1 is the lonely stun that I ever knew. Loneliest. 1 is the loneliest stun that I ever knew. It's like a children's book. All right, game number 1 is in the books. Where are we going for game number 2? Looks like 210 Blechman Street has chosen Alterac. What are your thoughts on Alterac? Is that one of your favorite maps, or how do you feel about it?
Alterac's one of those maps where I have one of those I don't really care for it kind of mentalities, but
Oh yeah.
I think it provides a lot of interesting plays that can be made depending on how you choose to go with your draft.
Yeah, I know split soaking is very, very powerful on this map. If you can delay the objective for as long as possible, get a lot of value on those two side lanes. Seems to be the way to go. Taking your mid camp whenever it spawns, like clockwork. Sort of mechanical in how it's executed, I think, that map can be anyway.
Exactly. Can be very strong for things like Vikings and Abathur too that you might not see as often.
Did you notice any potential for that when you were looking at these two teams?
I did see in there that Abathur was played a little bit, I think on the side of CCS, but I'm not sure if it's like a comfort or if it's something they really run.
Mm-hmm. So we're one of the later casts of the night. This is only what, day 4 of the new season? Season is young. I think there are other CCS teams in this division, so it'll be curious to see how they line up. I know that our sister team is in our same division. Seems to be some of that going around in the league these days. But yeah, this is Volskaya, or not, Alterac Pass was 210 Blechman Street's map pick. They also chose Volskaya, and that didn't quite work out for them, so we'll see if Alterac Pass is a friendlier venue for them. Teams are just joining lobby and so on. I don't know, for me personally, Alterac Pass is causing me some amount of consternation. It's unusual to want to delay an objective as the primary approach for playing a map. Usually you want to get to an objective early, you know what I mean? And this map just kind of flips that on its head. So you really have to have patience and good comms to communicate everything. X337 says, thanks for casting, thanks for watching. Hoping to do many more. I'm going to say we're ready so we can get this next map going. CCS looking to earn the domination. If you win 2-0, you get a bonus point, so you get 3 points from the match. So they're one way a win from accomplishing that. 210 Blechman Street would like to stymie that ambition, though. Seems like we have a little bit of connection issue going on. And
looks like we have Asterix coming in for Dung Beetle this game, too.
All right, and we have movie sign. We're about to start this draft. The countdown has commenced. Welcome to Alterac Pass. Do you think there'll be any respect bans? Maybe Hogger will get banned out.
The Hogger, maybe that Jaina. Kelladorn on that Jaina was popping off last match, so we might see a respect ban on the Jaina.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Johanna ban. It's one of Kelladorn's favorites. Or Valkymer's favorites, sorry. Lucio, first hero banned out.
You can tell tell that CCS has done their scouting with that Lucio ban. Asterix coming in this game, when I was looking at his profile, has over 1,000 games on Lucio, so very strong ban in there.
And there is the Hogger, the respect ban. 210 Blechman St let it through the first time, and they're like, no way, not for the second game in a row. Kilthos removed from the world of possibility by CCS. And just like in Game 1, Diva will not be appearing. Thank you, Smackin' Snackin', for the Tier 1 resub. And thank you, Zephyrmod, for the follow. Thanks, everybody. Gazlo picked up. First pick, Gazlo. Strong pick on this map. Again, we were talking about the split push. Phoenix is the response. First out of 210 Blechman St. Followed up by Uther. So 210 Blechman St. fans of the stun. Wonder if we'll see more stuns coming out of their draft.
I would expect they might move into the ETC. Asterix has also had a lot of games on ETC in addition to the Lucio, so we'll see if CCS picks up on that and tries to deny it, or if they ban it out.
The hunt is on.
Varian Lunara. I know you're a Lunara player, one of your favorites.
Oh, absolutely. Lunara is so much fun to play, and she can be so annoying to other teams.
Varian's going to slow down their early game just a little bit. He needs to get to 4 before he becomes a real hero, as many people say. Do you think we'll see the Varian Stukov combo?
I was actually just thinking about that. The Stukov would be a nice addition here. I think Wits End has played the Stukov recently, so we might actually see them move into that. He's also been playing a lot of Karazim recently, and Rhaegar, I think, is also a very strong pick for him, so we could see something in that terms of that as well.
Hence the Karazim ban in Game 1, which we aren't seeing repeated here. Jaina was banned by 210 Blechman St with their final ban, and Brightwing banned again. Globals are pretty decent on this map. Diablo was banned last game, but not this time. And Greymane. Diablo Greymane. It's a scary rotation in just about any matchup.
So I really like the Greymane pickup. That'll give them strong camp clear for that mid lane camp. And they have a lot of dive with the Diablo. Set up stuns from Uther. They have the ability to just completely obliterate a target.
How does Phoenix play into that? Tyrande and Zagara, final picks from CCS. I was wondering if Zagara might make an appearance here. I really like her on this map. Yeah, Phoenix can follow up. Say if you have like an APOC set up, Phoenix coming in with some AoE damage could be quite nice. What ultimate do you think Phoenix will pick to play into that?
Considering that their last pick is the Asmo and they don't really have a good setup like Entomb or anything like that for Planet Cracker, I would expect him to be going into Salvo.
Alright, so we're in the switcheroo phase of the draft. Asmo versus Zagara, Tyrande versus Uther. There was some disappointment in chat. Uther is not going to be the main tank.
I actually really like the Uther pick, though, from the side of 210 Blechman here, especially post level 10. It can really shut down that Varian combo with taunt, and then allow them to turn fights very quickly with their dive.
Chat was also like 4-man Gazlo? Question mark. But that's not to be there, it looks like. So what's your prediction from those two drafts? Which draft seems to have the edge?
I think in terms of the macro play, it's actually pretty even because Asmo has the generals that he can put in the lanes. For team fight, I think T10 Blechman might have the edge. They have the ability to counter the Varian taunt, and I really like their chain stun.
Very good. Would you like to announce the blue team?
Alright, on the side of the blue team, we have Volkamer on the Varian. We have Madathi on the Zagara. We have Wit's End playing Tyrande. Osprey on the Lunara, and Keladorn on the Gazlo.
And on the red side.
And on the red side, we have Asterix coming in on the Greymane, Blanchard on the Asmodan, Lido playing Uther, Slow Cheetah on the Diablo, and Denominator on Phoenix.
Alright folks, game 2. Will CCS earn the domination, or will 210 Blechman St take us to a game 3? We will find out. Slow Cheetah going in with Diablo, putting some damage on Valkyrie, who just has to run away. Bottom lane's a bit active.
I like the early split coming from CCS. They recognize they're weak until Valkyrie gets level 4, and they don't want to take a fight early.
Ooh, I missed a kill. Asmodan killing
Asmodan caught the Varian with the laser over the wall in mid.
So Cheetah flying in with a nice stun. Follow up by Blanchard. This is very different from the last game already. 2 kills to 0 within the first minute of the game. 210 Blechman St making a statement. Last game was an anomaly, perhaps. Gazlo, Keladorn looking to cheese the bottom well. Blanchard's not having it. Sends a demon at him. Valkymer's very fashion forward in mid. The camps are up. CCS is already on their siege camp. Slow Cheetah, not 3 of 210 Blechman St started their camp. Both talents. Looks like Tyrande's going for...
Catch soak in mid.
Yep. Tyrande's going owl build so far. I wonder if that will carry through for the rest of the game. We have Phoenix versus Zagara in the top lane. It's not a matchup that I see every day. Both teams will clean up mid. Just nullify the advantage that either one could possibly get there. 210 Blechman St send 3 bot lane. Their health totals are a bit low. So I wonder if we'll see... Oof. Greymane gets blown up. Tyrande getting the kill. I wonder if we'll see an emphasis on the objective right away, or if the 2 teams will delay.
Interesting talent choices coming in early too. Looks like Greymane's focusing more on Cocktail for maybe a more poke-style build. And we see the advanced targeting on Phoenix, which is something I don't see as often. But we'll see if he can get that stacked and get some good value.
Oh, MG. Diablo was under 100 health after that taunt Tyrande stun combo. Almost made a play themselves before they did eventually die. Lunar getting the kill for that. And Varian dying again. There's 2 Varian deaths so far. CCS is up just slightly in the XP race, hitting 7 first. 2 kills to 3 in favor of 210 Blechman St. Neither team has made a move toward objective so far. Just kind of doing the 3-lane thing, the camp thing. Pretty standard so far for the map, strategically. Malfrex says, bring CCS to the street. Yeah, some people say this is one of the more boring maps because if you play it correctly, you basically just do what's being done here. Both teams taking their camps like clockwork, not really rushing to the objective. Rinse, repeat. Valkymer in trouble. It's a nice 2-person stun from Tyrande. Uther with a stun, and Lunara will kill Greymane 3-3. That's our kill total so far. So Cheetah with another stun on Valkymer. Tyrande hitting her stuns quite nicely this game so far. But CCS gets just a tickle of damage on the mid fort. Yeah, you're gonna say something?
It was looking like Valkymer was looking for Phoenix up top lane, but he blinked away and was able to get to safety.
Valkymer making a move. No taunt. Diablo's able to avoid the Tyrande stun. They really want that kill. Tyrande uses her ultimate. Perhaps not as much value from that ultimate as Tyrande might have hoped. But they're getting a lot of siege damage done here, CCS is. Valkymer's finally starting to look at objective. 11-10 is our XP totals in favor of CCS. Kills are even, CCS secures the objective. Tanks trading charges back and forth. Out comes the Grabo Bomb. APOC. Osprey's low, but is able to dance away. Wit's End also low. Osprey leaps and is able to get the Greymane kill, so it's 1 kill to 0 so far. Slow Cheetah's low, 60 health, and is blown up. Lunara notching those kills. Osprey having a decent assassin game so far, wouldn't you say?
For the Alliance!
CCS wins the objective. Focusing on mid. Mid's really nice to take because of its proximity to both of the objective spawn points, so if you get mid structure killed, it makes subsequent objectives easier to take. So I like this 1-3-1 split. I'm trying to getting a little more value out of ultimate that time. No kills come of it. Except for the building. That floor is dead. Cigar pushing in on bottom lane. And looks like Asterix is going to have top lane cleared pretty quick. Bottom fort is destroyed, top fort is destroyed. CCS have pushed into the keep level of buildings. And they're going to move in on bot lane with the last remaining bit of the objective. Phoenix pops their ultimate. Ooh, Osprey was in a little bit of trouble. Grabo Bomb catches Diablo, who pops APOC. Osprey's super low, is able to get away. But Phoenix kills Valkyrie. That's 2 kills for 210 Blechman St. 1 kill for CCS. Cigar is able to get a counter kill on Grammy.
Again, Lido with the clutch D-shield on the Diablo there, able to turn that fight for his team.
Keeping XP pretty even as a result of that altercation. 13s achieved for both teams at pretty much the same time. CCS retreats to their siege camp, takes that. No plays for, no opportunity even to think about boss so far in this match. Although 210 Blechman St, I thought, well, who knows? They have 4 people in bot lane. CCS looking for a camp invade. This is a bit cheeky. 14 to 13. They don't have a talent advantage. What is this, 4v4 right now? Grabo bomb. Diablo's blown up. Ooh, they're super low. Phoenix is going to kill Variant. Asterisk is having such a tough time with Lunara. Oh, the owl almost got Grey Man.
Oh, the Lunar W almost finished him off. He had the tap.
What the Stormpike Guard can do.
210 Blechman St doing a good job of hanging in there. 15 to 14. That's definitely a fight that they wanted, wouldn't you say?
Yes, they're
Around that
definitely,
whole camp invade, just because of XP
yeah.
and so on.
Even talents on their side of the map, and they're definitely putting up a much better showing here. We're seeing kind of a different team from what we saw in Game 1.
Maybe they got some of the jitters out after first game. 15 to 14 on levels for CCS, 7 to 6 on kills in favor of the blue team. CCS does get a bit of time logged on the objective, but 210 are able to stop their progress. And now we're kind of dancing around a bit. CCS is taking their camp.
CCS push in here with 16 advantage before 210 Blechman can even the playing field.
Well, looks like exactly what they want to do. The red team very wisely backs up. They need 16. They're not too far from it. They're taking their camp. That helps a little bit. But they're not going to get 16 before the objective is capped. Uther wants to fight there. Valkyrie wants to give it to him. And here we go. A very small Diablo charges in. Grabo Bomb takes a couple of red life bars all the way down. That's 2 kills so far in favor of CCS. Make that 3 kills as the objective is capped. Do you think...
It's a very nice fight for CCS there, and now they'll be able to get a lot of value out of this objective.
Yep, 3 heroes on the red side of the map are dead for another 10 seconds and change. Uther's stunned coming out bottom lane, but Uther's stunned in turn by Tyrande. The battle of the stunning healers is won by the elf. Bottom keep is going to fall. Diablo's back. Varian dies again. Azodan escapes with just a sliver of health. Osprey is also low. But they get 2 keeps so far. Middle keep also destroyed. And there's
now
some...
And I think with that Varian kill, I don't think they can end here.
Right. There's some speculation in chat. GG question mark. And asking that. Zul Rule saying, nah, it's Alterec. Oh, what do you think of this? Sort of scouting out
CCS
top
selecting
boss.
to pick up the boss. And I actually like the read on this from 210 Blechman to counter with the top boss of their own.
They're going to have to finish it pretty quick and then back, it looks like. CCS seems to be all in on bottom lane.
It's still fairly early in the game at 14 minutes. I think they should be able to clean up this boss okay.
Osprey leading the charge with Lunara. 210 Blechman Street are now back in force. And the fight is underway in earnest. Lunara dying pretty fast. The APOC coming out. That's 2 kills for the red team. Will they get more? Valkmar with a little bit of an engage there, not followed up though. Diablo in trouble, taunted. And he's blown up. The boss is killed. Slow Cheetah flying in. Toronto with a timely stun, but it won't be enough. Sagara dies. Ooh. 13 kills to 10. Blechman Street aren't done yet. They're trying to chase down Valkyrie, who charges to Wit's End to get out, create a little extra space. But that's a 3 kills to 0 in favor of 210 Blechman Street. I like this, pressing the advantage that they created for themselves. CCS is still down a hero for another 20 seconds. Gravel Bomb is thrown out. Will that finish Diablo? Yes, it will. Osprey getting that kill. See a Phoenix ultimate coming out. Ooh, there's down to 300 health. He shields himself. The wolf whistle stun will finish Uther off. CCS smells blood. 3 of their opponents are dead for 30 seconds or more. They're going straight to court.
I think that camp invade was the right idea, but they didn't have all 5 there. Level 20
Yeah. Oh, Valkymer. 100 health and 0 health. I think with that death, 210 Blechman Street prolonged this game. They're still alive, folks. Both teams at level 20 or above. CCS 16 kills to 11 for Blechman Street. And CCS are going to start logging some time on the objective. 210 Blechman Street have a full 5 hero roster available. CCS down Varian. They gather themselves, move in. We'll stop that. I wonder if they'll move forward. Seems like they're not entirely interested in moving to the left quite yet. What do you think they're waiting for here? They took their camp.
You know, it's hard to say. I think they're probably just wanting Sagara to apply pressure onto the core, and then they can hopefully find an opening with 210 Blechman showing that they're split to take advantage.
Oh, they're moving in now. Out comes the APOC, the stun combo, taking Valkymer down to 50% health. Phoenix uses their ultimate. Valkymer moves in at the top on Phoenix. Ooh, gets away with 200 health. And it's going to be Varian who dies first, followed by Greymane. 1 kill to 1. Gravel Bomb will take Diablo down to 200 health. Diablo gets a flip, not enough to survive Zagara dies. So many deaths. Gazlo dying. Asmodan dying. CCS down to 2 heroes. It's 2-2 now on the map in terms of hero count. But CCS won the objective. 210 Blechman St have 1 keep remaining. Desperate living now for them. Do you think they'll be able to defend this? What are their chances here?
I think that it's going to be a tough defense considering it's spawning right on core. But with only 2 heroes up for the side of CCS, it kind of just depends on how they fight here. I think that they need to look to kind of push past and maybe try to get another kill.
Here comes the first of the objective guys riding in on that ram. .210 Blechman St. Oh, they're down to almost nil, and there it is. That's going to be GG. CCS does eke out the win in the end for a 2-0 domination on the night. So, standout performances. What stood out to you in that second game?
I mean, there was a lot. I'd say from the side of 210 Blechman, I think Uther played a phenomenal game. He had a D-shield, like, clutch in every team fight. Being able to save the target that was being engaged upon or womboed really helped them out and would prolong the game. From the side of CCS, that Lunara was just being that constant annoyance all game, as I mentioned before, and coming in with 11 kills. Very well played from Osprey.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about for a Lunara opinion, given your history with the hero. Leading in just about every category on the blue side. Asmodan doing well in terms of the XP gathered, 22k. Top in the game. Also 3 kills, only 2 deaths, so decent game out of Blanchard. I thought it was a really, really good comeback effort in game 2 from 210 Blechman St. That first game was rather punishing, but they showed some nice spirit in game 2, I thought.
I think they showed a lot of life in game 2, and I'm excited to see how they perform later on throughout the season as they get more comfortable playing in NGS.
Yeah, it's awesome to see what new teams do, and maybe we'll be able to catch one of their games later on in the season and sort of check in on them. That would be fun.
Absolutely. I also, looking at the talents, I think it's nice to mention how Varian decided not to go Protect on 10, realizing that most of the damage coming in from the side of G10 is auto attack, so having that extra charge of parry is very nice there. And then also for Lunara, electing to go with Let Them Wither on 13. So the actual spell armor there also, given the draft on the side of 210 Blechman, isn't necessarily needed. So I like the adaptations and the builds there, recognizing what the other team had.
Very well said. I think we have an interview coming up. If you want to join me in one of the NGS lobbies, we can get that underway. What do you say?
Sounds good.
All right. So I think Valkymer is going to join us for the post-game.
Hello.
How do you do? It's Valkymer. How are you feeling after tonight's domination?
You know, it was good. I think that the other team was fine competitors, and we were able to come out and have a good set. I think it could be something that a few things different ways, and they easily could have had us too. But
yeah,
we like.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was
okay. The flow of the match was pretty interesting. Game 1, you had in hand for most of it. There's that one fight where 210 Blechman St was able to get 16s with you at 18. And there's a bit of danger there.
I think it was me getting picked by that mid fort that delayed the end of the game a fair amount. I think we probably could have won 2 to 3 minutes sooner if I had been a little bit more cognizant, aware, smart.
That makes me think of game 2, because it seemed like you were taking the brunt of the damage for much of game 2 on Varian.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling like I needed shield wall, and the divine shield certainly was messing us up, and they had plenty of damage, of course. But I was definitely the meat shield in that game. But
Karama, did you have any questions from game 1 or any observations you'd like to mention?
Yes, for game 1 there was a couple things. First off, I found the Jaina build to be interesting. I've recently heard things about the power of the Blizzard build and the Ice Fury wand on 7, but I still was kind of puzzled by the lingering chill on 1. Is that just part of like the Blizzard build now, or is there something there that I'm just not aware of yet?
I didn't check all of Celadorn's build. If I had to guess, it was it Lingering Chill at 1 and then Arcane Intellect at 4?
Yes, that's correct.
So you get the spell power bonus and the mana regen off the 4 now, so you don't feel like you have to take Fingers of Frost. And for me, I think people the enemies tend to ignore slows. Like they react to roots, they react to stuns, even silences more. But slows, they're just like, this isn't a big deal. If it can last a little bit longer, it makes everything else easier for the team. But I feel like any of her level 1s are viable, and I know that Celadorn has played games with all 3 of the level 1s, so I'd have to ask him directly, but I definitely think there's a power in Lingering Chill just because of how long it can mess up your opponent.
That makes sense to me. I also think that it's very nice with the Cassia combo there as well, so maybe that played into it.
Yeah, and I didn't ask him directly. We don't mandate builds or anything like that, but I think he did really well. We all got a death except Madathy in that game 1 for foolishness somewhere. And I thought Celadorn did really well on Jaina.
Right, and then the other part I think Odd already mentioned was the fight. So it was in mid lane where the initial kill came out, and then Imperius landed his ult and was able to secure a second kill. It looked like the momentum at that point was all of a sudden starting to swing towards the side of Blechman St. In that situation, what's kind of going through your mind, and are you able to try to recollect yourselves? What's your next step in that type of situation?
Yeah, I mean the initial thing is, I would say that whole thing going wrong was my fault. Like I didn't have to get caught. I was too far out without my shield, whatever. That was all on me as the Johanna. The second pick, power to Blechman St for trying to get that, but or I guess they did get it. They weren't trying to. We weren't terribly worried about it because they had to do so much cleaning. Like, we had taken top keep, we had just taken mid fort, we already had bottom fort, and so the team just backed up and waited for my sorry self to resurrect again at the Hall of Storms.
Right, so it's just kind of one of those moments where you're telling yourself, let's back up, reset. We got this, and just kind of wait.
Yeah,
for
we
everything to get back.
have the lane pressure, we have the lead to 20. All right, we did something foolish, we got slapped for it. Let's not give them a way back into this game by letting that snowball against us. Let's just be safe.
And then for game 2, wow, what a game! That was very very back and forth. A couple moments there. You guys had both keeps down, and then you elected to take that bottom boss. When I saw that coming, I was thinking to myself that 210 that they could probably defend that fairly easily, given that it was only like 13 and a half, 14 minutes into the game. And we saw a pretty crazy fight occur there. So were you guys thinking that you were going for the end in that situation?
We absolutely felt we were going to end in that situation. Yes. And we didn't. We got sloppy, we got picked, we got divine shield and all sorts of damage. They didn't have a true bruiser. They had 3 assassins. And so with the divine shield to make it so they don't die, they could absolutely pump out damage, and we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, I guess, in thinking we would end. Maybe we should have double bossed just to try to get the 3rd keep, so now there wasn't armor on the core. But we had the core down to something like 14,000 health off of that. But yeah, we got slapped pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that could have been a kind of a turning point in the game, and it definitely prolonged it. The other thing there too is, how did you feel about those D shields? I mean, those seemed pretty clutch coming in from Lido on the other side.
Oh yeah, I thought the divine shield work was masterful in the team fights, and without that being as strong as it was, that game would have ended sooner. Yeah, we had the macro pressure. Matthew did a great job on the Zagara, just keeping the lanes pushed. But I saw at least one time where Divine Shield stopped a Gravo Bomb combo. I saw multiple times where a Divine Shield stopped a taunt blow up on somebody, or made it so that the Greymane could just absolutely go nuts after the Tyrande. So I thought the Divine Shield work was fantastically done.
That's pretty much all I have for both games 1 and 2. Odd, back to
I thought I heard you say Gravo Bong, which I'm really intrigued by. I just wanted to put that out there. But
Gravo
I want
Bomb?
Bong, B-O-N-G.
Oh.
But yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Sometimes I just don't speak so good.
Well, I'm going to broaden the scope just a little bit to round this interview out, I think. So you are longtime denizens of Div C West. We're starting off a new season once again. I'm just wondering, you've clearly done research for today's game, just judging by bans and whatnot. So I wonder what your maybe preview of the division is like. Do you have any teams that you're kind of looking at? What are you afraid of? What are you aiming for? I think there's a lot of strength
in the division. Mm-hmm. I think that Division C, while it certainly isn't heroic or Storm, always tends to just have these super close matchups. Yeah, mm-hmm. Sometimes there's a team that stands out or rises above, or maybe even was misplaced, whatever. But right. There's always so many great games. I love the scope of teams. I think Roll1 Esports is super strong. Team Rainbow Strike Go, who went to the grand finals last season, are still in Div C with us. Another strong team. Can't Connect Stuns, our sister team, moved up from D after being the first seed there, and they're they have sights on going to A, so who knows what this season will be like for them. And just, there's so much strength in the division. I really don't think that you can look at the division and say, oh man, there's some teams that just are going to be absolute cannon fodder. I think there's a lot of strength. There's a lot of great people. We have a fantastic division, and we've got to keep our heads on straight and come with a plan each and every game, because otherwise we're going to get knocked on our butts, and rightfully so if we don't come in prepared.
Very cool. I love your assessment. And I think it was supported by tonight. You really had to earn this domination, right? Like 210 Blechman St really stepped up in game 2, and you definitely had to earn it. It was not a cakewalk from my perspective anyway, so...
Yeah, they definitely put some hurt into us. I think I died 7 times, so that's cool. I don't need KDA numbers or anything like that.
Yeah, the W's. Very cool.
It was good.
All right, well, welcomer. Let's move on to the shout-outs part of the evening. What you got?
Well, hi, Mom.
There you go.
That's always my first shout out.
Yes.
Being as Odd Thought was here, nice enough to cast our first game of the season, a little piece of Odd Thought and Valkymer history. My very first interview ever of a regulation game, Odd Thought was the caster, and that's where the High Mom came from.
Yes. Let's let this not be a bookend. We'll keep going.
Yeah, no. So shout out to you guys for casting. We love it. Thank you. We're egotistical maniacs, so we appreciate being on the screen and the time you give. And yeah, it's great.
This was
the league's
Karama's
great.
first cast too, so a lot of firsts.
Thank you for being here, Karama. That's awesome, and we love it. And thank you for letting us pat ourselves on the back. But shout out to the team. Everybody played really well. I think that all 5 players just were fantastic tonight. Wits on healing, Mathathy with different damage, Caledorn with different damage, Os playing an offlaner, and then coming in with the Luna. It was, yeah, we've got a great team. I do feel like if we keep our heads together, we can make a title run again, which we haven't done for a few seasons. And it's just a lot of fun. So thanks everybody who comes together and makes it possible.
Well, you've teased at that a few times, so yeah, I think it's definitely in the cards.
We've fallen on our faces with the best of them too. So
it always just makes it fun to follow you guys. So good luck moving forward. Hopefully I'll be able to catch more of your games. And congratulations. Again. Yeah. Enjoy the domination to start off the season.
Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
You too.